All right, so this is wrapping up week 3 of Ironman training with POTS and type 1 diabetes and a crazy dog. So we are going to talk about the training, how it impacted both the diabetes and the POTS. Okay, well, I'm not the only one with a psycho dog. Nutrition, overall health, and obviously the journey in general and what kind of a transformation we can expect to see, because I do expect to see one. This week I did 3 runs for just over 16 miles. I did 3 swims for about 3,500 yards and 3 bike rides for just over 70 miles. I did do a good job of getting my stretching done at night. I did an okay job of keeping up with mobility. I did a terrible job of keeping up with my rehab. And if I don't do my rehab, I can't get the strength training, which means I'm just gonna get hurt again. Like with so many different endurance training, it's not about the fitness or the effort or the grit. It's about the time that you can commit. So it's really about the discipline that I already have to enact and the more discipline that I will have to enact in my life in order to actually achieve this. That said, I think I have been doing a great job of recovery, mostly by walking. Getting a lot of intentional walking in. You and I work from home, so it has to be intentional. Taking the dogs for extra walks, joining my wife on runs, short runs and bike rides. Just movement. Running appears to be what is mostly affected by the POTS. I didn't have as much of a challenge with diabetes running this week, but definitely was very POTSy on a couple of the runs. That means elevated heart rate, excessive sweating, things that are not conducive to endurance training. But yesterday's run, despite it being a little bit colder in the morning and having some high intensity pickups, I actually managed to recover pretty well. So I've just noticed that POTS really affects the low heart rate running the most, but you know, for those kind of zone 4 strides and pickups, I somehow managed to still have some wheels in me, so that's fun. I think swimming is where I'm actually going to see the most overall progress. This week focused a lot on drills, and it's working because yeah, I'm slowing down a lot, but that's actually a good thing. My technique will get better. I'm just going to keep learning more drills. I understand now to get ego out of the way of swimming and learn how to be a better swimmer. The diabetes was greatly impacted. I've been doing a lot of intervals and stuff like that rather than just long distance. Well, not like I'm up to long distance yet anyways, but longer distance swims so that I can check my blood sugar every 50, 100 or 200 yards. Because when it starts to drop, it drops pretty rapidly. And then what I do notice is that a little bit after I get out of the pool is when everything begins to spike. But I had some good workouts in the pool. I expect to have some better ones next week. The pool's also been great recovery, and I think it's what's been allowing me to train. So I did want to prioritize a swim about swimming in the mornings so that I could mostly see how it impacts my blood sugar. But I think at least twice a week, I'll probably do it in the evenings and afternoons. It's just great recovery for all the other work I did. The best part about swimming is it doesn't impact the POTS negatively at all. Again, POTS is about postural, orthostatic something, so when you stand up, but when you're swimming, you're in a horizontal position. So as far as the POTS is concerned, all is well. Biking's where I've seen both the most amount of progress in terms of getting quality workouts in this week, but also the biggest challenges. So I was able to get 3 really good rides on the indoor trainer, 60 minutes, 75 minutes, and then a little over an hour and a half today. The diabetes is a big issue. I just keep taking gel after gel. I'm drinking Tailwind. I'm doing everything. I'm preloading, and my body just is not using it. It's just not adapting. And then what happens is like 30 minutes after I get off the bike, all the sugar uptakes, and then it just skyrockets. And then I end up having to spend the day in this roller coaster wig-wag just trying to straighten it all out, and it's hell on the body. So definitely issues with the diabetes. Surprisingly, I think there's issues with the POTS a lot too, and I wouldn't have thought so since you're sort of in that like at least sitting and leaning forward position, and maybe not as much bounce or up and down movement to kind of trigger things. But I mean, the excessive sweating is excessive. It's been 55 degrees. I'm in the garage with a nice chill flow. I'm actually kind of cold, and I am still losing just 900 to 1,000 milliliters of sweat in an hour, which is massively uncomfortable. And it's only going to get worse when you're out in Jacksonville in May for 12 to 15 hours. There is one more issue too, which is I have some quad tendonitis that was bothering me since last year when I was training for an Olympic try, and it's definitely giving me a little bit of trouble now. So I got to keep up on that rehab. Besides that, though, we had some really good bike workouts, and to be honest, I am have been winging this training program the last few weeks, but I like the mileage that we've been ramping up to. Next week is going to be a bit of a down week. I've also got a 5K at the end of the week that it's not an A race, and I'm not really a 5K runner, but I'm going to put some oomph into it. So next week will be a down week, and then the week after we'll step it back up. Some health bits, maintaining about the same weight. I think all the 500 to 1,000 calories of extra sugar a day is keeping me up about that weight. I fluctuated a pound or two. My A1C has dropped a little bit, but because of the ups and downs of the roller coasters, that's going to take a minute too. But I will tell you that daily I'm making an insulin adjustment, and that a couple weeks ago I was taking 1 unit of insulin for every 16 grams of carbohydrates. I'm already up to 1 unit of insulin for every 28 grams of carbohydrates. So if anybody gets fucked out of this, it's going to be the pharma companies. Let's go. I'm learning a lot about my body, paying attention to other triathletes, connecting with other triathletes who have POTS, who have diabetes, who beat these things and live with these things and deal with these things on a daily basis and compete and do awesome things on a daily basis. So I'm learning from a lot of good people. Like I said, a lot of intentional walking is good time spent with loved ones, right, Wolfie? Yeah, buddy. And discipline. I mean, everybody could use a little more discipline in your life, and I think that will likely be the greatest takeaway that I'll take out of this thing. We shall see. And although the insulin adjustments and diabetes issues are exhausting, I will adapt, and I expect that to begin to happen probably over that down week. It is part of the process, but we will adapt, we will overcome, we will achieve. As far as the POTS too, I mean, I'm taking almost 10,000 milligrams of sodium a day. I'm wearing compression. I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to do, and I see zero difference. So supposedly I'm going to look at some medication perhaps next week when I see the doctor. We'll see if we take it. We'll see the impact. But so far, the only way out seems to be through. We'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Live inspired.